Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. This is Mr. Argueta coming to you week number 2 on Principles of Management. So here we are, guys. Thank you for all your introductions. I'll be reading and grading those this week. I appreciate your participation. I know that as much as you put time into this, I feel like it's only right for me to put time into this. And of course, part of my time and my effort was creating the course, but I also feel like it's important for me to interact with you as I request for you to interact with the students and myself. So that's why these videos are created, is to connect, make this feel, and thank you for those that responded saying it makes you feel like you're actually part of a real class. So anyhow, that said, I want to talk a little bit about last week and then talk about this week. So a lot of interesting people in our classes, as I mentioned earlier in my video last week. There's 2 sections to this, so there's about 60 to 70 students in this course. In this part of it, section 1, if you may, we have about 33 people. And just a bunch of interesting individuals with backgrounds from all over the place. A lot of similarities. There's a few people who have relatives in Chicago. Some people talked about their journey. We have people in the military, and thank you for your service. We have people from all walks of life, so it'll be interesting for you to kind of dig in there and read about them and read what their points of views are. This week, we actually tackle something that's very interesting and it's a great conversation to have with people, because it's interesting how we can go through life without recognizing what's going on in regards to how we reach a point of making a decision. And one of the influencing factors in that is the fact that ethics plays a role in it. I see a couple people in section 1 have already replied. I appreciate you. Thank you for that. It gives people an opportunity to kind of read and see what the sort of structure is on this. And what I'm looking for is not necessarily for you to say, this is what I do all the time. This is how I make a decision. This is my ethical influence that helps me decide. If you're using the book, pages 74 to 76 and 82 to 84 really kind of talks about it a little bit. But I'm going to give you just 2 that really impact my life and kind of talk to you about that and throw out a couple scenarios that might help you sort of decide in which direction you would go with. Now, understand that knowledge is power, and the more you know, the more your decision can influence it. Now, I'm going to give you a couple scenarios. I understand that I pray that no one ever is in these situations, but it's something to put us in a position where we can mentally come to a conclusion on how we would approach that. The first one is called the trolley dilemma. Now, this is variations of this has been used in different ways, but the way I like to present it is you're the conductor of a train, and you are going at a high rate of speed down your track. And you have to either turn left or turn right on the track because there's no way. You've lost control of any braking mechanism. There's no alternative here. You can't jump out the plane. You can pray that angels come down from heaven. I mean, you can, but let's say nothing else would. You have to make a decision to turn right or turn left. And if you turn right, you notice that there's 10 what looks like adults standing on the track. Now, we don't know why. We don't have any of that information. Once again, knowledge is power. Information is power. But right now, as the conductor of this train, you don't know why those 10 people are out there. They could be 10 workers. They could be 10, just 10 adults. 10 what looks like grown-ups. On the left, you see 1 child, what looks like a child. Little body, little child. And you need to make a decision. You're going to make your train go right, and you're going to kill 10 adults, or you're going to make your train go left and kill 1 child. Now, it's up to you. So how would you decide that situation at that moment with the limited amount of information that you have and having to make a decision? The other one I propose to help in regards to trying to find which route I would take and what ethical influence I have at that moment is a perspective of, is it ever ever okay to lie, to bold-faced lie? Is it ever a situation where lying is actually good? Is there ever a situation that you find yourself where you feel the best option at this moment for the outcome is to lie? So you tell me. I will tell you there's a couple of things that I think influence all of us in different scenarios. For me, it's utilitarianism. Utilitarianism is the greater good for the greater number of people. Or you can also put it in the terms of the outcome are justified by the means. In other words, what we did to get to that outcome is actually worth it. It's okay. The way I present this is typically, I am trying to find what's going to be best at the end, not necessarily what I'm going through in regards to this. Now, we can look at current events and try to figure out or try to kind of evaluate how our decisions being made from a country perspective. And I am not asking you to subscribe, agree, or disagree with me. I'm just presenting facts. But we are currently in a dilemma, an ethical dilemma, I would argue, in regards to the confrontation, the interaction, the war, whatever terminology you would like to use with Iran. And now you can look at this and say, what is the ethical perspective that's being taken here? And the two that I've leaned towards, one is called utilitarianism. We have to do these things to be able to win this war, conflict, confrontation, whatever, because the end result is better for all of us. And that's what you hear sort of in the news when it comes to our leadership. Goes on TV and says, well, nobody wants this regime that used to run Iran to be able to have these powers to destroy countries. So the end result is justified because all the things that we did that were to get to that point were okay, if you may, because the end result is good. The other one is called utilitarianism. I'm sorry, not utilitarian, deontological ethics. In deontological ethics, we look at what's referred to as a concept where a higher power, a higher being is dictating what's right and what's wrong. We seek to understand in the Judeo-Christian world of America, we say God has, almighty, all-knowing, all-power, and he's the one that tells us what's right and what's wrong. A lot of people subscribe to this to a certain point because people who say, no, it's never okay to lie. It's never okay to lie. Then the question will be like, well, then we all lie. And you're telling me that telling your kids that Santa is real is bad? So why do we do it? Or you deceiving your children and believing that the tooth fairy came in the middle of the night and left them money for their teeth? That's a lie. So is that bad? And at what point do we stop doing that? Because of course we want to improve, right? So is going into a country and bombing them a good or bad thing? And if you're looking at utilitarianism, you say, well, it's good because at the end, we're all safe. Or you're saying, well, a higher power, in this case, God, is telling me that that's not good to love my neighbor. So maybe people that are looking at this from a deontological, ethical perspective are saying, no, we all deserve an opportunity to live. We all deserve all this stuff. So yes, we can have discussions around it. Of course, in your post, if you agree or disagree, please be polite, be nice. Don't force your beliefs or your concepts to others. Just share what your thoughts are. Share the facts that you believe are relevant to this topic. So I encourage you to look at these, think about them, see how they impact you on a day-to-day basis, how you make a decision, and why, most importantly, you make that decision. That being said, I think we're doing well for our second week. I appreciate, again, all the hard work that you guys put into this. I know it's not easy. They're accelerated classes and they're intended to be finished quickly, but that means that there's a lot of work placed on you. By the way, as of Monday, registration for summer has opened. So if you have not done that yet, please do so. Get online, register yourself if you know what classes you need. If you need advisement, if you need someone to kind of help you understand certain things, if you don't understand, not to register. People at this point, if you've been, and you have because you're in a class now, if this is your second, third, or fourth semester, you don't call an advisor to register you. You call an advisor for advice. You're looking to figure out what to do in your career path here or beyond here. If you're going to go on to college for a 4-year degree, or if you're going to go to work, that's what you want to use their time for. You want to question their experience. You want to say, hey, what can I do with this? Where can I go? How can I line myself up for a better job? That type of advice, not, I don't know what classes I'm going to take. That's all located in DegreeWorks. You should be able to look in DegreeWorks, navigate through there, and self-register. But if you have questions, if you want help in regards to what to do with this degree, which classes will be appropriate for what career, that's what we're here for. So that all said, temperature keeps fluctuating, guys. It keeps going up and down. We had like a 80-degree day, and now today was 56 when I came into work. As you can tell, I'm wearing a vest. So ultimately, I think we still have a couple more weeks of this erratic weather, if you may. And hopefully, as my grandmother used to say, God willing, we get to a point where we stabilize and we have an actual spring. Like, I don't want to live in environments where we go from winter to summer. I want to enjoy spring and fall and all the weathers, all the different type of seasons. But it feels like we're going to jump straight from winter. It was snowing just like 2 weeks ago here. And then we're going to go straight into summer. Not an enjoyable situation. But that said, what do we got this week? We got spring fling here at school today. It's Wednesday, so if you're around and you want to get yourself some free nachos and a bunch of swag from GNTC, come on by. They do it every semester. Keep an eye out for that. They post it everywhere, so if you're in the area, stop by. All you need is your ID, I guess, and you get all this stuff that they give away, and they give out free food and all that stuff. So please know that just because you're online should not mean that you're disconnected from the school. I would love for you to feel connected to this class and to our school system. That's it, guys. I appreciate your time. I appreciate all your efforts. We will see you next time. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe, stay warm, stay cool, whatever it is, whichever day we are. Take care, guys. Bye.